morning, East Alabama. Welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts, and we are starting up this beautiful Monday afternoon. It's a little chilly outside, but other than that, it's a pretty good Monday, and it was a pretty good weekend for me up in Huntsville at the Von Braun Center covering the Alabama High School Athletic Association State Wrestling Tournament. Today, we have got highlights from championship matches that consisted of wrestlers here from the East Alabama area. We've got interviews with the winners of those matches and an interview with a local coach who brought home his third straight state championship. And also, we've got a really cool story on a local official and his family. But before we go any further into the show today, I want to remind you to hit that like and follow button on our East Alabama Now page so that you don't miss the Locker Room. We're here every weekday, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Also, every night, Monday through Friday, right here on our East Alabama Now page, you can find East Alabama Now news. Every night at 6:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. Every weeknight, you have local news with Katie Edwards and Mike Stedham. Sometimes Mike's out, and you'll see Hannah Kate step in like you did last week, or maybe Katie's out, and it's just Mike. Whatever it is, someone is going to fill in, and John Holder does a great job showing you what the weather's looking like on your street. Only on your street can you see about what's going on Morrisville Road or what's happening over on George Dewitt Drive in Jacksonville. John Holder has the latest on that every single night. And, of course, I've got your sports. And now that the winter sports are officially coming to a close, right now, basketball-wise, for us in East Alabama, the only team remaining right now is the Anniston girls. Anniston boys, the Anniston Bulldogs are the only team left. So that's the kind of waiting to see if they make it to Birmingham where we go with Coach Bullock. But other than that, winter sports are coming to a close, and we are now shifting into baseball season, softball season, golf season, track and field season, and soccer. So those are the 5 sports that are up next. I was actually on the phone with someone earlier today, and I said, I got a little spoiled ever since I started this job because I came in during volleyball season, which was inside, in a gym, nice warm gym with a nice court. And then we went into winter sports with wrestling and basketball, which was both inside a nice warm gym. Now we get baseball outside in the freezing cold, softball outside in the freezing cold, golf outside in the freezing cold, track and field outside in the freezing cold, and soccer outside in the freezing cold. Needless to say, big thank you to my girlfriend for buying me a heated jacket during Christmas, because that's what's going to be what gets me through the spring sports. Well, we're going to have more on that starting tomorrow. Come tomorrow, we're going to have an interview with a local baseball coach as we start to get things going in terms of baseball and softball. But before we get to that point, we want to recap what took place this weekend. It was an historical run for a local program, but what caught my eyes wasn't state championships, wasn't wrestlers. It was a local official. The president of our East Alabama Wrestling officiating crew is Shannon King. Shannon King's been from this area for a while. You see him on the far right there. You see his son, Matt King, on the far left, his daughter, Jessica, in the middle, and that is his grandson, Johnny. And what I love about this video, again, if you look at it, you see Shannon King was officiating the state wrestling tournament. Matt King was officiating the state wrestling tournament. Jessica officiated last year, and this year she had a son, so she wasn't officiating. But look at baby Johnny, dressed up just like Uncle and Grandpa. And so Johnny was sporting the officiating outfit just like his Uncle Matt and his granddad, Shannon King. And I got to tell you, Shannon King and the King family do a great job, man, just officiating the sport of wrestling in the state of Alabama. They do a good job right here in East Alabama. Matt King was a part of our East Alabama crew, state champion wrestler for Oxford. He now lives in the Huntsville area, so he moved up north to referee this year. Shannon King right here in the East Alabama area. But the storyline is referee Johnny. Baby Johnny, he stole the show at the state tournament in the Von Braun Center, and I asked Shannon if we could talk with him, asked Jessica for her consent to use the video and picture. And so there it is, the King family, great family. Shannon's a great guy, Matt's a great guy, Jessica's a great person. And baby Johnny is going to, one day, I'm sure, just like Dad, just like Uncle, just like Mama, is going to make a heck of a run when it comes to the sport of wrestling in the state of Alabama or wherever Johnny may end up. So I just wanted to start things off with that. I felt like that was a pretty cool story to get the day going. And we have a great officiating crew. It wasn't just Shannon that was at the Von Braun Center. We've seen Jackson Hurst, Troy Patterson, 2 local officials that got the opportunity to officiate in Huntsville this weekend. So congratulations to those guys on getting the opportunity to officiate. Hey, by the way, those were highlights, and those highlights were presented by Lindsey Barger of Really Real Real Estate. And I would love to tell you more about Lindsay Barger, but I got to ask you first. It's a simple question. Are you ready to buy or sell? Because if you are, together with Lindsay Barger, we can help make your home dreams a reality. Lindsay Barger specializes in home buying, selling, and investing. Whether you want to buy a personal home, whether you want to buy a land to build a dream home, whether you want to sell a rental home, or just buy a home to flip and resell, whatever it is, Lindsay Barger is your friend through it all. And I know for a fact that today, tomorrow, any day, Lindsay Barger would love to be your friend and guide you through the process of real estate. So call her today for all your real estate needs at 256-441-2389. Do not forget to like and follow her on Facebook and Instagram at lindsaybarger.realtor. This past weekend, it came down to the wire, and it came in the most unconventional way possible. What is it you're talking about, Namath? I'm talking about the dynasty of Andy Fulmer. I'm talking about the franchise of Weaver High School Bearcat Wrestling. And it came down to the final day. It came down to the finals where all Kel Fulmer had to do was win to lock up that championship. But if for some reason Kel Fulmer came up short, they just needed the Asheville Bulldogs to not win all 3 matches by pin. Now, what if I told you that Asheville won all 3 of those matches? You would probably think they won the state championship. But Nick Williamson got the pin. Tyler Ebner won by decision, which locked up the championship for Andy Fulmer's team. And then Brady Thrash won a decision. 3 points was the difference as Andy Fulmer and the Weaver Bearcats brought back another championship. And here are the highlights as they are presented. That championship. Make it back to back to back for Andy Fulmer's team as they win their 3rd straight traditional state championship in Huntsville at the Von Braun Center. And that is, if you include the duels, Andy Fulmer's team's 4th state championship in 3 years. There has not been quite that type of run here in East Alabama of recent that I can remember. You may have to go back to the days where, Welborn won some, Piedmont won some, but I don't know if you could find anyone that's done what Andy Fulmer's team has done since the guy that used to be at Weaver back in the day, and he just happened to be a name, maybe Gene Taylor, you've heard of him. He's kind of historic, kind of's got a street named after him in the city of Weaver. And so they go ahead and start updating them street signs, because I'm telling you right now, back to back to back, the Weaver Bearcats had 5 8th graders in the lineup. They only had 1 senior that was in the starting lineup. So this is a team that is returning basically everyone. And I'm telling you, people are going to remember Andy Fulmer's dynasty. Back to back to back state champions. I couldn't even imagine how that feels. Well, here's Andy Fulmer talking about how he felt after winning their 3rd straight state championship.
Just an awesome feeling from our kids. The way they handled business this weekend, we didn't win a lot on the right side, but we did what we were supposed to on the left side. And I've been saying it all year, this group of kids is really special, and they're trying to build something special again to where bringing the glory days back. So just really excited, really pleased with our kids' performance this weekend. I don't know, maybe it just hasn't hit me as much. It's the first one a couple years ago, and then last year's back-to-back. I don't know, maybe it'll hit me soon, but just a really good feeling to know that our kids wrestled their hearts out this weekend and got some favorable results. So it's a really good feeling for us.
Coach said he wasn't even feeling anything yet. That means he's become it's just expected now, I would say. That's the expectation at Weaver. It's state championship or bust, nothing else. Coach Fulmer's been saying since the beginning of this season that this team, he would take this team over most teams. He would take this team in a bar fight. Coach, you don't have to have one of those, just to let you know. He'd take them in checkers. Again, I'm pretty good at Cracker Barrel on Sundays. And then he even said he'd take them in a Lego fight, I think. I don't know, but I know one thing. They're state champions. But what was so special about this team wasn't just what they accomplished, but it had to be special for Coach Andy Fulmer because his son, Kel Fulmer, was their 106 starting wrestler, and Kel Fulmer made the state finals. But I asked Coach Fulmer, how special, how proud of you are you to have gotten to coach Kel Fulmer in Huntsville this past weekend?
Extremely proud. The goal was, he wasn't even in the lineup last year at sectionals, and the goal was he wanted to place. He said, Dad, my goal at state is I want to hear my name called out. So he got that and more and wrestled a great opponent. Come up short, it happens. He's just an 8th grader, so he puts in the work like he should and like he's supposed to, then he'll have a chance to be back along with our other kids as well. So just really excited. I wanted it for him, but sometimes, it's not in the cards, so he knows what he's got to do to come back and work. And then, maybe be back in the same position next year, but on the other end of the results. So just really proud. Just all the adversity he dealt with injury at the beginning of the season, sickness, struggling with weight. It's just being a father and watching him kind of broken mentally at times is tough, and to see it pay off this weekend feels good.
Everyone knows that Kel Fulmer had a really good season. Obviously, Andy Fulmer believed in him a lot, but I don't know if anyone outside of that Weaver program believed in Kel Fulmer as much as I did. You go back dating to the beginning of the season, you can see that I, from the beginning, predicted Kel Fulmer to be in the finals. But what's crazy, if you really think about it, we kind of mentioned it, is 5 8th graders made it to the state tournament for Weaver. Out of those other 9 weight classes, only one of those guys is graduating. So they are returning everybody. They've already won 3 straight traditional state championships. They've won 4 state championships in 3 years. Can you imagine if you've got 4 more years of these 8th graders? Like, I don't know if anybody's ever won 8 straight. I know Tallahassee dropping next year. But imagine what this team could do to the record books, to the history books of the Weaver High School sports program as a whole, to the wrestling program. As Coach Fulmer, you return everyone but one wrestler. What can this team do when it comes to the record books at Weaver High School?
So we're really excited about the group that we brought. These 8th graders are really special. They're building some really special things, and we're really glad over these past few years that we was able to bring some success back to our program. Back to, you have the Gene Taylor days where we just dominated everybody, and we haven't been able to do that, but we've just grinded out things, and just really proud of our kids for competing hard this weekend. Those 8th graders, the 9th graders, the 10th, the juniors, our one senior, they laid it out on the mat, and they proved that that's what, our legacy, that they proved that the legacy they want to leave behind, and they want to be known for. So we're really excited about how we finish this weekend, and really excited for the future as these guys continue to grow as young men and in the sport of wrestling as well.
Congratulations to Andy Fulmer, Coach Justin Brown, and the Weaver Bearcats for winning their 3rd straight state championship. But Kel Fulmer made that 106 finals match, but it was another person who came out on top. We've got 3 local East Alabama wrestlers that won state championships, another one that wrestled. Don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to have highlights of those matches. We're going to have interviews with state champion wrestlers. We are just getting started on The Locker Room. I'm Namath Pitts, and again, stay, don't go away as we continue on The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston, and you can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond, and now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. Go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room. We continue on The Locker Room on this Monday afternoon, Before the break, we showed you guys highlights of the Weaver Bearcat Wrestling program, who won their third straight state championship. Well, not just did Weaver win state championships, but so did other local wrestlers as well. And so let's go ahead and get right into the action. The 106-pound weight class, 108 post-Christmas finals consisted of Carter Driver of Ranburne High School and Kel Fulmer of Weaver. Kel Fulmer was the number 2 seed coming into the state tournament, and Carter Driver was the number 4 seed. Carter Driver was probably one of the most underrated wrestlers in the state of Alabama, definitely in the 106-pound weight class. In order to get to the state finals, he went through Owen Burns, who was the number 1 seed from Asheville. Kel Fulmer got to the finals by going through Micah Woodman of Oak Grove. These two met. Here's the highlights presented by Lindsey Barger of Really Real Real Estate. Congratulations to Carter Driver of Ranburne High School for winning the 106-pound weight class state championship. Carter Driver obviously had an incredible run in the state tournament, taking out the number 1 seed Owen Burns, taking out the number 2 seed in Kel Fulmer. Coach Jason Meter and Coach Cooper did a great job just leading this Ranburne Bulldogs program. For Carter Driver, it has to be special. He's only a freshman. He's a state champion. We caught up with him after the match, and here he is talking about how it feels to be a state champion.
Feels pretty great. Came in at 4 seed, wrestled through, beat the 1 seed out, and came out with the win. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I know I wrestled my butt off, worked hard for it.
It was a 2-1 decision match, so it really came down to the very, very end. No takedown in the first period. It was a reversal by Driver and escape by Fulmer in the third period. And I asked Carter Driver, obviously it was a close match. How did you feel during the match?
Felt decent during the match. There could have been some things I done better. The other guy did amazing as well, but felt like I wrestled hard, came out with the win.
Great sign of respect right there, saying that Kel Fulmer did amazing as well. And one of the debates that we've really had, we went to Ranburne earlier this year and we interviewed Carter Driver. When we went back to Ranburne, we interviewed Braden Driver, and I asked both of them, who is the better Driver brother when it comes to wrestling? Braden will say himself, Carter will say himself. Well, I asked Carter, does this state championship solidify you as the better brother wrestler between the Driver family? Here was his response.
Definitely. I'm 100% better.
He heard it from him himself. He says he is 100% better than his brother. Congratulations to Carter Driver on being a state champion from Ranburne High School. In the 120-pound weight class, Mason Hom of White Plains, he was a state runner-up last year. Could he finish the story? Well, here he is. Here's the highlights presented by Lindsey Barger of Really Real Real Estate, the 120-pound weight class. Mason Hom of White Plains going head-to-head against Drake Wood of Reeltown. Here it is. Congratulations to Mason Hom from White Plain High School on being a state champion in the 120-pound weight class. Coach Mason Hom's coached by Coach Todd Manning, and they do a great job at the White Plains program. He is the 5th state champion in White Plains school history as he joins several others that have won multiple state championships. Gavin Kilgore was someone that won 2 state championships at White Plains. Tanner Gerald's won a state championship. Jalen Thomas. So he joins the likes of those guys in terms of hoisting that medal, number 1 medal. Can't tripping up on my words over here, guys. You know, I mean, I know it's the evening, but I'm not tired yet. But either way, Mason Hom is the 120-pound state champion, and he is going to get himself a ring when it's said and done. And so, congratulations to Mason Hom. He was a runner-up a year ago, and then he finally got the job done this season. I asked him how it felt in that moment when it finally sunk in for him that he was a state champion.
I feel wonderful. It's a great accomplishment I've worked so hard for, and I'm very proud of myself.
He was a runner-up last year, lost to Jaden Rouse from Dora, come back this year, and I asked him, how much did last year's loss in the state finals motivate you this season?
You know, losing the state finals, it's unlike something I've ever felt before, so I just pushed myself harder and harder each day. Being here before, I knew what it was like, and I just wanted that win.
It was a 5-3 match in the third period late before Mason Hom got a takedown to win by a 7-3 decision. I asked Mason Hom, how did you feel during the match? He didn't know anything about Drake Wood. Drake Wood obviously didn't know anything about him. One was from the south, one was from the north. I asked him how he felt during the match.
I felt like the most dominant wrestler in that exchange. I felt better on my feet. Definitely struggled on bottom getting up sometimes, but on top I worked for turns and I got the turns, and I think I just shined there, the neutral on top.
Mason Hom from White Plains High School is your 120-pound state champion. Hey, when we come back, we are going to continue on. A local wrestler right here in East Alabama from Cleburne County has etched his name in the record books. Also, a local wrestler fell in the state finals. We'll got more when we come back. You're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
Welcome back into the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts. We continue our coverage of the Alabama State Wrestling Tournament, and we have one more wrestler from East Alabama who brought home the first place gold medal this past weekend, and his name is Austin Mayfield. Austin Mayfield from Cleburne County. I'm sure you know the Mayfield name real well. Yeah, it's one that has went and has made the record books quite a few times at Cleburne County High School. Austin Mayfield has added his name to that list of Mayfields that have become champions. Austin Mayfield was runner-up 2 years in a row, but the third time's the charm. Here's the 144-pound state championship match between Austin Mayfield and Drew Moore of Oak Grove, and these highlights are presented by Lindsey Barger of Really Real Real Estate. Congratulations to Austin Mayfield from Cleveland County High School on being your 144-pound state champion. The Mayfield name is a name that has been well known in the Cleveland County community for a long time and is used to winning state championships when it comes to the sport of wrestling. And you can go back, I don't want to take any credit, but if you go back to the very beginning of the season, we were broadcasting at Wellborn High School, and I remember saying that night, it did not matter what weight class Austin Mayfield ended up in, he was going to finally win a state championship this season. He did just that this past weekend by beating Drew Moore by pin. And those highlights, I was actually sitting next to the mat broadcasting for the state, and so I actually got those highlights mat side. But needless to say, we caught up with Austin Mayfield after away from the mat, where he talked about how it felt to finally be a state champion.
Feels amazing, really. 2-year runner-up, got the job finished, finally. Feels really, really good.
He was a runner-up twice, and this time the third time's the charm. And I asked Austin, how did you stay focused on finishing the job this weekend when you know you've come up short twice? So you obviously, that sometimes comes to your mind. It really does. But also the fact that how do you stay focused when you already pinned Drew Moore the weekend before? So how do you come in with not this this cockiness, needless to say, because you've already beat him, but kind of this confidence, you know? But I asked him, I just said, how did you stay focused this weekend with everything going on around you?
Well, even in the quarterfinals, semifinals, you got to take everybody the same. You got to just wrestle with a chip and don't take anybody lightly, really. It don't matter what their name is or what their record is.
Well, I tell you what, he wrestled with a chip on his shoulder, and he deserved to win a state championship. I'll tell you one thing. I went out to Cleveland County twice this season to do interviews, and we talked with Austin twice, but what I noticed was not something that was said during the interview, is what you guys didn't see away from the camera, and that is as practice was wrapping up, Austin Mayfield would be soaking, dripping in sweat from head to toe both times, which means the guy isn't just given something because of his last name. He has worked to earn what he has received in a state championship. And I asked him, Austin, you've now etched your name in the record books. Who's someone else on your team that we should be keeping an eye on that could do the same thing in the years to come?
Biggers, 106. Hayden Norris, 120. Always like him. He's a good kid. Jackson Letson's a good one, too. Watch out for those kids. They're coming.
Another thing that stands out is the fact that Austin Mayfield will take a couple seconds to talk about his teammates after he just accomplished probably one of the greatest achievements of his life up to this point in being the state champion. Unfortunately, for one wrestler here in East Alabama that wrestled in the finals, well, two if you add Fulmer, but unfortunately for one East Alabama guy in the 285-pound weight class, Zayden Benefield, he made it to the finals, but he came up just short of winning it. Mayfield and Hom know what that moment's like, but for Benefield, who's a junior, he's now going to look to come back next year and try to finish what he just came up short for this year. But for Aiden Cockrell from Prattville Christian Academy, he becomes the first state champion in school history. That's right, 285-pound weight class, Aiden Cockrell versus Zayden Benefield of Ranburne. It was literally a 0-0 match until the very end. And then Aiden Cockrell got that much-anticipated reversal to win the match late. Here's the highlights of the 285 championship between Aiden Cockrell of Prattville Christian Academy and Zayden Benefield of Ranburne. Congratulations to Aiden Cockrell of Prattville Christian Academy on becoming the first state champion in school history. And he is coached by an incredible coach in Trent Staggs. For the Prattville Christian Academy program, Aiden Cockrell is only the start to what is many more to come. And for Zayden Benefield, keep your head up, buddy. It was a great season. Got the opportunity to talk with his parents sitting up in the stands, and they were talking about his interview from Christmas break and told me that I probably should have found somebody better to interview. But I would have loved to have got to talk with Benefield after the match. But obviously the work starts now as he looks to turn the page next season again. Great family. I love talking to his parents. Zayden Benfield's a great wrestler. Coach Meter and Coach Cooper do a great job at Ranburne. And it'll be great to see how he responds to that next season. Hey, before we close the show, I just want to talk about the other guys that didn't make the state finals but did make it on the podium. Again, in the 106-pound weight class, Carter Driver was your state champion. Kel Fulmer from Weaver was runner-up. But Miles Bailey of Piedmont got third place. In the 113-pound weight class, he wasn't on the podium, but sixth place was Peyton Andrews. In the 120-pound weight class, Mason Hahn was your champion. Hayden Heiss of Weaver was third place. In the 126-pound weight class, Dalton Fink of Weaver got third place. Tanner Gerald of White Plains was fifth, and then Jackson Tui Lasenga of Ohatchee was sixth. In the 132-pound weight class, Barron House of Pleasant Valley got fifth place. In the 138-pound weight class, Dylan Brown of Weaver got sixth place. In the 144-pound weight class, Noah Screws of Welborn wrestled the best he's probably wrestled all year long. He kicked it in a different gear, turned it on. He got third place, and man, he took the Drew Moore, who was the runner-up, to the wire. They went to overtime. So Noah Screws, congratulations. Love his family. Love Noah, great guy. He got third place. Wesley Beebe of White Plains took sixth place. In the 150-pound weight class, Deshaun Kirby Barnes of Weaver got fourth place. In the 157-pound weight class, Caden Thornton of Weaver took third place. Caleb Tidwell of Piedmont took fourth place. In the 165-pound weight class, we did not have any local East Alabama wrestlers in Calhoun or Cleburne County. In the 175-pound weight class, Zach Buchanan of Ranburne took third place. In the 190-pound weight class, we did not have any local wrestlers in the Calhoun or Cleburne County area that placed. In the 215-pound weight class, Brandon Jolliffe took third place. And then at heavyweight, of course, Zayden Benefield got second. And then Andrew Salter of Welborn got fifth place. Now, in Class 5A, in the 120-pound weight class, Preston Jones of Alexandria got third place. In the 144-pound weight class, Caden DeLine got Preston Jones got third place for Alexandria. Caden DeLine got fourth place for Alexandria. And that's two seniors that will definitely, for sure, be missed for Frank Hartzog and his program. Two guys that were absolutely phenomenal, left an just absolutely incredible footprint on that program. Then in Class 6A for Rusty Mayfield and the Oxford Yellow Jackets, Tristan Williams got sixth place for Oxford at the 144-pound weight class. And then at 285, Caleb Tenner took fifth place. So Tristan Williams took sixth place, and then Caleb Tenner took fifth place. Those are your wrestlers from East Alabama that found themselves either on the podium or wrestling for fifth and sixth. For me, that's going to do it. And that's going to do it for the Locker Room today. Although wrestling season is coming to a close, I want to take a moment to thank just for at the state tournament. I want to thank Mr. Heiss just for helping with recording, Joe Medley, Jeremy Waters, anyone that contributed. Thank you to the coaches that took time before the tournament started on the first day to do interviews with me in the hallway. I want to thank the wrestlers that took moments to talk with me post-matches. I want to thank you fans, because I would say that this wrestling season was a very successful one for us here at East Alabama Now, and it's not possible because of me. It wasn't possible because of Nathan and Ashley behind the scenes. It was possible because of you fans. You're the one that hit like. You're the one that commented. You're the one that shared. You made me feel very, very loved. Every tournament, every duel, state tournament, whatever it was, you guys asked and you guys received. And everything that happened this season was a testament of you, was a testament of the hard work of these coaches, was a testament of the hard work of these wrestlers. And so those are the ones that deserve the gratitude, because that's what made wrestling season so successful. Now, in terms of wrestling, that's going to do it for us here on East Alabama Now. For now, only for now, we do have an interview coming up, probably maybe sometime this week or next, about a local wrestling club that's opening up. But outside of that, we officially turn the page tomorrow as we look forward to baseball, softball, soccer, track and field, and golf. And we continue on the Locker Room tomorrow evening at 5 p.m., presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.